Becoming a better critical thinker is not just about developing intellectual abilities, such as the ability to dissect arguments and spot fallacies. It's also about developing certain attitudes. In particular, it's about developing a willingness to look critically at beliefs in which we may have invested a great deal. Psychologists talk about cognitive dissonance, the discomfort we feel when a belief or belief system in which we have personally invested a great deal is disconfirmed. The concept of cognitive dissonance was championed by the psychologist Leo Festinger in his book When Prophecy Fails. The book focuses on a UFO cult and what happened after the cult's leader's prophecy of the world ending and a flying saucer coming to rescue the cult's members failed to come true. Cognitive dissonance is the discomfort or stress we experience when our beliefs, ideas or values conflict. When the flying saucer failed to show up and the world didn't end, the UFO cult's members experienced just this sort of stress. Their prophecy was now flatly contradicted by the facts. According to Festinger, the amount of psychological stress believers experience when prophecy fails depends in part on how much those believers have personally invested in their belief. The UFO cult members had invested a lot. They had given up jobs, college positions, husbands and wives, and even money and possessions in expectation of the world coming to an end. So when the world didn't end, they experienced a huge amount of psychological discomfort. Of course, we all experience this kind of discomfort from time to time. Suppose I believe Chamonix is near the Matterhorn, but then I discover that I'm mistaken and actually it's near Mont Blanc. Ordinarily, I'll just change my belief in response to this new information. It's an easy fix. But what if I've invested a great deal in my belief? Well, then just giving it up can be more difficult. This is especially true of beliefs about the following. Our careers. Suppose I've spent half a lifetime working on what I believe is a worthwhile project, only to discover that it's not, after all, worthwhile and is perhaps even harmful. For example, suppose I've worked hard for the tobacco industry, only then to be presented with compelling evidence that tobacco is a major cause of cancer. Then I will experience psychological stress. Religion. Suppose I've committed a great deal to a religious belief or a religious leader, perhaps building my social life around my religious belief and investing time and money in it too. If I'm presented with clear evidence my religious belief is false, or that my religious leader is a charlatan, I will again experience considerable psychological stress. Politics. We often invest a great deal in our political beliefs. We help campaign for political parties and causes. We give generously. We seek out and socialise with politically like-minded individuals. Discovering clear evidence that our deeply held political convictions are mistaken can again be very stressful. Friends and family. Obviously, discovering evidence that a loved, close family member may have committed some awful crime, that my wife is a serial killer, say, would cause me enormous psychological stress. When a belief in which we've invested a great deal emotionally and financially is threatened, the cognitive dissonance we may experience can be huge. As a result, rather than give up our belief, we may try to find ways to retain it. One of the obvious ways of retaining a belief in the teeth of evidence to the contrary is to try and explain away that evidence. When it comes to beliefs about religion, politics, friends and family and careers, we need to be especially careful that we don't start drifting into defending our belief come what may. Ironically, the more intelligent and sophisticated we are, the more ingenious we can often be at explaining away evidence against what we believe. In the next lecture, we'll look more closely at how people often try to explain away evidence against what they believe.